Hey everyone, Jenna here. In the last video, I shared a fun reaction to a rap video, a Lego rap video, and it was inspired by one of Screwface's reaction videos. And this was part of my Cult of Ba'al research work. So I've been doing really extensive shamanic forensic investigation into the Epstein network, into the larger satanic cult that is on this planet, that has infiltrated governments, that has infiltrated corporations, that has compromised high level, powerful, key figures in politics, entertainment, etc. And so it was in the process of exploring some of Screw's videos that I saw an interesting phenomenon that happened this year related to Pennywise. And I want to talk about it here because it's related to the Epstein network and it's related to Meghan Markle also, and some of the research that I've been doing related to her, which you can find on this channel and also on the Star Family Wisdom channel. I'm going to share my screen in just a moment to show you something that's on the Star Family Wisdom website where I've compiled some information related to Pennywise. So recently, I think at some point earlier this year, a rap video was released by an anonymous artist. Anytime we have anonymous artists, we want to question who they are and why they're staying anonymous, number one. Number two, this music video got released by Dallas XY, a person who has a small YouTube channel. I've gone to the channel, I've checked out some of the other videos that are somewhat dark in nature, some Marilyn Manson videos, etc. So this is a person who hasn't had a huge following, hasn't put out tons of videos, but has experimented with some like dark culture at times. And they put out this Pennywise rap video that went a bit viral. And because on YouTube, there are tons of reaction accounts. So people doing reaction videos to other videos. And there's a lot in the rap community. There's a lot going on related to that in the rap community. And this video got traction, it got airwaves. And the rap community started catching it and started covering it. And so I want to speak to that and speak to number one, how a lot of you were like calling out the horror and calling out like the darkness, that's obviously embedded in the lyrics of this song. And I think that number one, that's a beautiful thing about the evolution of rap culture. It's not like all about darkness and evil, like it's not about that, and this Pennywise video is pretty dark. And I think some people were starting to question that. And when I saw Screw do a reaction to it, I appreciated his questioning of that. But then I started to question, like, where did this come from? And what's going on here? And what's going on with these lyrics? And how does this also tie to what I saw Meghan Markle do earlier this year? And how does this tie to the Epstein network and satanic cults protocol of hiding in plain sight? So they use these archetypes, they use these horror movie archetypes to speak to what they actually do in real life. So the Epstein network is a satanic pedophile network on this planet. The Pennywise archetype speaks to that, speaks to the hunting and compromise of children. And check this out. Look what Meghan Markle did earlier this year. She did a stunt with the red balloons, and she had Lily and Harry holding these red balloons. And Meghan Markle has now been identified as an operative within the Epstein network. And I've had some very grave concern for Harry's children, quite frankly, because while on the surface we can look at the Pennywise archetype as this, horror movie character and just compartmentalize it there and not think of that actually being a real thing in real life. It's actually a real thing in real life. And when I saw Meghan Markle's stunt earlier this year, I immediately did a counter spell. I knew this was dark magic. I knew that this was the cult through her signaling predatory activity and signaling the capture of Harry's children. And I've had very, 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 very real concern and have had psychic insights and psychic somatic experiences that tell me Harry's children may have been victims of this cult. And so this Pennywise archetype is not all fun and games. It's not just a fucking, pardon my language, fiction archetype. And so thank you, Screw, for your reaction video and, naming the darkness that was there, naming, some of the lyrics that I was able to document here. Drag that boy into the gutter, took a brother from another, took a son from a mother. You're about to pop in relation to the red balloon issue. References to Epstein. So when we look at a music video like this that has references to Epstein, clearly is talking about child predation, and then also has some other lyrics that might speak to the cult's achievements. When we start to look at it this way and we start to connect the dots to what Meghan Markle did earlier this year, I have some bigger questions about who this character is. And also, let's think about this for a moment. Like, for those in the rap community, think about this. Like, on this dude's channel, in like the threads section or the text section or whatever, he talks about like, oh my gosh, you made this video blow up. Thanks, guys. You even got Screw to react to it. I wish I could make more of these videos. I wish I didn't have to work so much. I'm even at work right now as I post this. This is a farce. This is someone pretending to be some like average person, average kid creating a music video. This music video got 4 million likes, or 4 million views, I should say, 4 million views on the Dallas XY account. 4 million views. And this kid is not showing his face. That's not normal. That tells me that this is a psyop. That tells me that this is a psyop account, and this is an account that probably someone in the cult has just kind of like played with, from time to time. I also have questions about the name of this account, Dallas XY. XY is usually utilized for like chromosomes and for like genetic markings. And the Epstein network has had a lot of interest in genetics, and they've had a lot of interest in manipulation of genetics. So I'm curious about that too. So this is an example. I'm highlighting this as an example of how the cult will influence different areas of society and different areas of culture. This is not some random rap video that just got randomly posted, that randomly blew up, that got every rap reaction account to react to it. That's not what this is. This is a coordinated brag from the cult. That's what they do. They brag about their crimes. They brag about their darkness. They brag about their evil. They brag about harming people. They put it in movies. They put it in music. The Epstein network has actually cultivated and groomed different archetypes, like the Marilyn Manson archetype. That is an example of a grooming that happened to portray a figure that is focused on not just like dark, evil words, but like the actual like physical appearance of degeneration, of like marking the body, of not honoring the body temple. When you think about a lot of like even older music, like I remember in my growing up years, a lot of like heavy metal music and kind of the Marilyn Manson era of music, there was a lot of darkness in that music. Think about that. Think about what a lot of us grew up exposed to. And we just kind of normalized that as though this was just like some artistic expression, like, I'm sorry. Wait a second. Wait a second. Why was I listening to Alice in Chains in, middle school? What the heck is going on? Why was there this like cultural, interest and like pedestaling of figures like Marilyn Manson? What? Or movies like that feature Pennywise? What? Like, we've normalized that. The cult, the satanic cult, the Epstein network has influenced culture. They push this stuff out into culture as though it's normal. And it's not. It's them bragging about their harm they have done to others. And specifically with the Pennywise character, harm against children. It's not fiction. It's real. See the Epstein files, like, oh my God. Yeah, again, thank you to Screw for reacting to some of the Iran Lego videos, because that's helpful. Iran is speaking truth about the Epstein files and the pedophile problem that we have on this planet. Pennywise represents a pedophile problem on this planet. And and I'm not judging the rap community. I'm saying the cult has negatively influenced the rap community, and we all need to wake up to it, and we all need to say, fuck you, cult. We all need to say, don't you dare push that on me as though it's entertainment and get me to get like hooked on some fun bars thinking it's art. It's what they do. They hide dark consciousness in what appears to be art, movie, music, etc. And we have to wake up to it. And so anyway, I wanted to highlight this today because I think this larger influence of culture by the Epstein network, by the cult of Ba'al, needs to be better understood on this planet. And again, like, we've all grown up with all of, these cultural influences, and it's all just been so normalized for so long. But as I've gone deeper in my research related to the cult of Ba'al, and as I've started to connect these dots and have actually seen one of the ways, like with Harry's situation and Meghan, one of the ways the cult will infiltrate different institutions, organizations, etc., capture people, harm people. I now have a very different perspective on the Pennywise archetype. I now have a very, very different perspective on it. And so I wanted to offer this today because, sometimes we don't know where certain popular cultural references, creations, etc., we don't know exactly where that came from or what the intention was behind it. And the more we ask what the intention was behind it and like where it might have truly come from, the more we can start to connect the dots on how our consciousness, how our minds have been so easily influenced on this planet, and how we've also normalized a lot of horror and evil. Like, horror has been normalized, but there's actual real life horror going on in the shadows in this world that we've not wanted to address, we've not wanted to look at, we've not wanted to hold accountable. We'd rather see it in a movie. We'd rather see it in a music video and say, it's there. It's contained in that. It's not in our world. It's not in our neighborhoods. It's not in our businesses. It's not in our government. It's in that movie. Or is the movie just reflecting something bigger to us? So anyway, thank you, Screw, for tipping me off to the Pennywise music video that was out there. I now have that added to this page that references Meghan Markle's Pennywise stunt and some of the other evidence that links her to the Epstein network. And again, this just helps us gain a much bigger perspective on how this network has operated. I'm also putting together a page that's focused on seeing some of these connections related to horror movies, archetypes, music, etc., so that we can better understand how the cult has again negatively influenced our minds in these ways that are not okay. And uh again, when we can, transcend it and hold a higher perspective. Sometimes watching a horror movie can be fun, sure, but like also we can start to look at like the breadth of that material in our world and say, why why has there been this much horror material? Why has there been this much emphasis on, I don't know, hunting kids? Maybe we shouldn't do that. Maybe that shouldn't be our entertainment. So anyway, I want to offer this also for liberation of rap from evil. Like, rap is not supposed to be evil, and the cult just negatively influenced it at different times in like cultural, like milestone moments throughout history. This is another one. And so I just want to hold this up and say, like, no, you can't do that to us. Like, you can't do that to entire communities of people anymore. You can't force something to go viral through your manipulation. You can't use your bot accounts to comment on every rap reaction account to get them to start reacting to this video, to get it to go viral, to make the Pennywise archetype like this, celebrated thing. No, you can't do that anymore. So I hope everyone stands with me and calls this out also and says, like, okay, good bars, but get out of our head. Like, get out of here. Like, let's bar about something else now. Like, let's bar about something else, not hunting children. Goodness gracious. So anyway, I'm going to end this video here and offer this. Check out the links below to access the web pages that I'm talking about so that you can see the full summary of information related to the Epstein network and the connections that are coming into view, and better understand their crimes on this planet, and better understand how they've attempted to hide in plain sight for a long time. Okay, more to come. Bye for now.